Who would you rather on your team, Justin Fields or Drew Lock or Teddy Bridgewater?
Yeah, really.
Listen, you guys are all shitting on him. I actually don't think Drew Lock is all that bad. I mean, if we're being honest and just calling it what it is, what happened to all of Denver's receivers last year, by the way? All of them. Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, KJ Hill. What happened to them? They all got hurt. Mm-hmm. So what's a quarterback to do when everybody is hurt? Mm-hmm. Right, and so I mean, let's be fair to Drew Lock, because I actually think Drew Lock has played when he's been in there and people have been healthy. I think Drew Lock has played well.
Carl says, what is the story behind the Cowboys training in Cali and not Texas? I would imagine
they do it every year.
Not only that, I think some of them are in joint practices too now. And haha, no pun intended when you say the only positive thing. Carl also says, I feel like if Fields really had epilepsy, it would have come out or been a storyline back on the show QB1 when Fields was on it.
I agree with you.
Errol did
right, but it's not even just that. Was anyone saying Ohio State couldn't go all the way because Justin Fields might have an epileptic fit?
No.
Was anyone saying, oh, God, I hope Skalski doesn't hit him a little higher because they might send him into a seizure? Was anyone saying that? No. No one was saying that.
No.
It was just a story to knock his draft value so he could fall in the draft. That's literally all I think it was, honestly.
And I still believe that everything that we've seen, he's gonna be a very talented quarterback moving forward with the abilities that he has and running ability and throwing ability on the run. I think he's going to be.
If you look at, I get it. I don't want to overreact because too many people overreact to preseason.
Yep.
But if we're just judging on week 1 of preseason, Justin Fields had the best game.
He did. Yep. He did. He threw 140 yards. I mean,
but he even looked good. I don't even care about the stats. The passes he was throwing were crisp. The reads he went through, the progressions, the great fakes and stuff. Like, he looked the best. Mm-hmm. I watched all 4 of them. He looked the best.
Yeah, it was either him or Zach Wilson. I'm not saying that because I'm a Jet fan. Zach Wilson looked good.
No, Mac Jones was dropping dimes.
I thought Mac Jones looked good too. I think all 3 of them look good.
They all look good. And actually, the one that I am least concerned with, that was probably the most shaky, even though he still played good, was Trevor Lawrence.
I didn't like how Trevor Lawrence. I don't think they're going to be able to protect him this year. I feel bad for the kid. He's going to be another Andrew Luck that's not going to be able to be protected.
Well, this is the challenge when you're the number 1 overall pick. Yeah. I mean, I said this before to another friend. Like look at all of the top 10 quarterbacks drafted in the last 30 years.
Yeah.
You don't think if Tim Couch was drafted to a different team, things would have worked, or Achilles Smith? Mm-hmm. Dude, some of these guys that got taken that were busts probably would have had productive, good careers if they weren't so good that they got drafted that high. I don't want to diminish Patrick Mahomes' talent. I don't want to do that. Mm-hmm. But he also had the benefit of sitting behind Alex Smith for a year and then having all this other talent around him, which has helped him and is really, launched his career from the very start. Josh Rosen didn't have that benefit, certainly in Arizona, and he hasn't panned out, right? But he didn't have the benefit of that. Achilles Smith didn't have the benefit of it. Joey Harrington didn't have the benefit of it. Tim Couch, who was really good. You could go on and on with the quarterbacks that, just got drafted by the biggest dog shit teams on the planet, where you're just wow, I wish he wasn't so good in college. It could have been taken 20th and gone to a different team.
I would agree with you on that, Jeff. If you look at the last 30 years in the quarterbacks, they were most of these top 5, top 3 quarterbacks are probably
they get drafted into such difficult circumstances that, it's very hard to be good.
Zach got drafted in a good position because the Jets already had Mekhi Beckham over there. They added Elijah Vera Tucker in the first round. So the Jets are slowly but surely. So Zach Wilson was put in a good position, in a good situation for the Jets, something that you don't really talk highly about because the Jets, over the last couple of years, especially with Mangold retiring and Ferguson retiring at the ages that they did, this offensive line has been putrid, to say the least.
The 2 quarterbacks that got drafted in the best positions were Trey Lance going to San Francisco, who they're already a pretty good team, and probably Mac Jones.
Yeah.
Those are the 2 quarterbacks that are more than likely to succeed out of this class just because of the teams they were drafted to.
I didn't like what I saw with Trey Lance. I thought he was the worst quarterback out of all of them.
I like what I saw the other night from him.
Snug says David Carr, add that to the list. Carl says Cade McNown still would have sucked. I'm guessing that's a Bears guy. Snug says the GOAT came in behind a very solid Drew Bledsoe.
Yeah.
Listen. There's a lot of quarterbacks that still would have failed, right? I purposely didn't throw Jamarcus Russell on that list because Panda Express still would have existed and he still would have gotten fat, right? Like, I'm not saying it applies to all of them because some of them did suck and they sucked really terribly, right? But I find it hard to believe that like all of those quarterbacks that were taken, that some of their demise in the league wasn't due to where they were taken.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be honest. If you were drafted in the late 90s and early 2000 to the Cleveland Browns, were you excited at all? Or were you like, dude, please pass on me. Please pass on me. Please. Stop.
Well, everybody knows with the Pelicans, when they got the number 1 pick, Williamson did not want to go to the Pelicans, but it just fell that way. He wanted to
stop crossing sports.
I'm just saying.
No, but
we've seen this before. Players wanted to go to major, places, or they just wanted to bring their family to a major city where they can really put their brand, right in the stars, But obviously, it doesn't work that way.
One of the quarterbacks a couple of years ago too, I forget if it was Rosen or Darnold, said they wouldn't play for the Browns either.
I think it was Rosen.
Okay,
if I'm not mistaken, it was Rosen.
Rosen would have really played anywhere, but name a dude that's been like. Listen, and it's not working out for him for whatever reason. But look at this guy's career, right? He got drafted to the worst offensive line in the history of the league with the Cardinals, right?
The Cardinals,
and then he got traded to Miami after the first year, right? And Miami was actively trying to lose to get Tua. So he went to another bad position for him. Then he gets traded to Tampa, and there's no development going on there. And then what happens? And obviously he just got released, but San Francisco, where they just took Trey Lance. Can somebody rescue this human being?
Maybe the Patriots.
Indianapolis, come on, you're the last hope.
Dude, but think about it. Yeah. When was the last time you've seen a dude's career start out where, like, they're actively trying to sabotage you?
Right.
Like, actively.
Yeah. I do feel bad for Rosen, but I don't feel bad for his mouth. And when he was drafted, he had a lot to say to the press.
He said what everyone else says. It's a famous interview. He goes, I'm going to make 8 other teams or whatever it was, 11 other teams.
Come on, Jeff.
Wish they had taken me.
Even Big Mouth Baker Mayfield didn't say that after he was drafted at number 1. He was surprised he was drafted at number 1.
Because there were no teams that passed on. That's why he didn't say it.
How about Sam Darnold? Did you hear him say it? He was drafted at number 3.
Dude, he is going to absolutely wreck the Jets week 1. I cannot wait.
Well, we'll see. Now that Carlos
Ginger Hercules, the revenge of Ginger Hercules.
Ginger Hercules, get out of
here! You will rue the
Jeff
day
is taking
that you got rid of Sam Darnold.
Jeff is taking the over under 300 yards, over 3 touchdowns, and over 150.
Over 300 yards,
right.
Over 3 touchdown passes.
Jeff, what about over 150 yards for Robbie Anderson too?
No, because they have other receivers. I'll take under 150 for Robbie Anderson. They have other really good receivers.
Yes, they do.
I think you're out of your mind, but again, Jeff, you have every right to make your own opinion. So
you can think I'm out of my mind, but who's gonna rush the passer now? Carl Lawson's on a cart. What's he gonna have? Be in a cast and take the 3-wheel trike and push it out there?
Let's hold on. Don't attack Robert Saleh, because we saw what Robert Saleh did with practically nothing with San Francisco last year after losing a significant amount of defensive players.
You can think I'm crazy all you want, but if we're being honest and just calling it what it is,
I'm honest.
I think that you should come back to reality. You were a 3-win football team last year.
Mm-hmm. 2 win.
Define what a successful season is going to be. It's going to be 5 wins.
No, I think they win. On a successful season, they win 8.
No. I'm saying a successful season will be 5 wins. Anything 5 more, that's a good season for you because you're coming off of 2 wins.
No, I expected the Jets to prove their worth with some of the players that they added. I think
I don't think it's going to be as smooth sailing as you think it's going to be.
Hold on one second.
I'm happy that you're excited about.
I'm always Listen, I'm not happy with anything that you say. I mean, obviously, if you're listening to the show, there are some deficiencies to the Jets that don't make me happy. And I already said that the Jets are going to be an under 500 team this year.
And you're in a very bad position with listen, the Patriots defense looks like they're really good. Mm-hmm. Looks like they're going to be really good. And the Bills are going to be really good. And the Dolphins are going to be no slouch either. So you're kind of in a very bad position where the 3 other teams in your division are probably going to be pretty damn good.
And why couldn't the Jets defense be pretty damn good? Why? Because they lost Carl Lawson. This can't be. They have Quinn and Williams over there, who's a beast of a man.
No, because
CJ Mosley.
Football.
All right.
They can improve. They can improve.
Yeah,
I'm saying they can improve. I'm just saying, are they going to have enough on both sides of the ball to beat those 3? Those
I don't
are 3
know.
good teams.
I don't know, but I don't think they're going to lose all 6 games, Jeff. I think they're going to win. I already told you. I could see the Jets winning 2 or 3 of the games. And I remember, division games are not easy for all the teams. So to expect that all those teams are going to beat them back to back to back times.
I'm not saying that they are, but you're talking the Patriots and Bills look like they can be top of the AFC East, right?
Yeah,
top of the AFC conference. I mean, not just East.
No, I don't. No, the Jets are probably 3rd or 4th team in that division. They could squeak into the 3rd place if the Miami Dolphins fall apart with Tua, because I don't trust Tua.
But this is what I'm saying. It's an uphill battle for you. That's all. Listen,
it is.
I hope they do well, but it's an uphill battle this season because all of those teams are pretty good.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I do believe there are going to be 2 or 3 teams that are going to really stand out, that are going to surprise a lot of people this year because everybody got.
I think the AFC East is, minus the Jets, because I don't think the Jets are quite there yet. I'm sorry.
You're right.
I think the AFC East is going to be the 2nd best division in all of football, right after the NFC West.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I can't see another division around the league being as tough as the East other than the NFC West.
No, and it's crazy to say because all those years it was the Patriots and nobody else, and now you have 3 teams, and the
Bills
Jets
are very good. Yeah,
the Jets are an upcoming team, and who knows what the Jets are going to be next year.
I'm still holding out to see what Tua is going to be. I'm still not sold.
Yeah, I'm not sold either. I don't think Tua's. I think they're going to be looking for another quarterback. They were looking for another quarterback last year, and don't be surprised if Deshaun Watson comes up sometime this year when Tua shows to everybody that he can't play.
Are you watching this game tonight? Philly's a lock to get Deshaun Watson.
Really, you think so?
They need him. Did you see what Philly did tonight?
Yeah,
they are awful.
They are awful.
And I get it. It's preseason, but they're awful. They're bad. They're very bad. Philly's going to be a 1. Oh wait, never mind. It's the East. But I was going to say like a 2-win football team. They are not good.
Did you see that Colin Kaepernick was rated higher than Justin Herbert in Madden 22? Did you see that? Did you see that?
Oh my God.
Colin Kaepernick, who hasn't stepped on a field in almost 4 years, is rated higher than Justin Herbert.
I mean, how is he even in the game?
I don't know.
I don't pay attention to Madden. I pay attention to reality. Paying attention to Madden. That's like listening to Lyle and freaking Dummy there on their wrestling, their magic wrestling show. Let's play make believe. Let's all get up and get dressed up and play make believe now.
Maybe the B was in control of the Madden ratings, and maybe CeeDee Lamb is lower than a 70 overall.
That's terrible. Talking about Madden ratings. Who cares?
Snug says he can't. I can't wait for Sam Darnold to hang 6 touchdown passes on the Jets.
He's going to too. He's going to. It's just going to be glorious red hair everywhere.
And what are you going to say if the Jets come out and squeak a win on that game? What are you going to say then?
I won't have to worry about that because it's not going to happen.
All right, we'll see. I picked the Jets to win that game. I think the Jets get.
Of course you did, because you haven't picked a winner in a decade.
No. What do you mean I haven't picked a winner of the decade? Last year, when it came to all my picks.
Last year, halfway through the season, you gave up on the kid. You're like, I don't even want to hear it from you about the Jets.
What are you talking about? I gave up on the kid. What are you talking about?
You hated the Jets last year.
I didn't think they were any good. I said it in the beginning of the season. I didn't think they were any good. So I'm going to lie because I think I'm an honest guy. If I think the team isn't good, they're not good. I'm not going to lie about it. I'm not going to beat around a bush. I'm not going to say, I'm going to tell them they're good. I look at the Jets this year. They're a much better team than they were last year. And I'm definitely not a homer, Snug, 110%, because a homer wouldn't be attacking his team week in and week out on this network. So I don't know what you're talking about when it comes to being a Jet homer. So I have no idea.
They're actually terrible. The Jets are terrible. They are actually terrible.
I don't know about that. How could you say that when their offensive line is significantly better, playing the 4-3 defense, having C.J. Mosley back?
It is.
Yeah,
we'll see if it is.
All right. I think they're a lot better than you think they are.
This is what you're doing. Listen. they could be great. But this is what
I didn't say
you're
they're
doing right
great.
now.
I didn't say they were great. I think they're going to be significantly better.